All right, we are live. Hello, hello.
Well, welcome everyone to another Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. I am Greta Russo, and this is Dr. Bryant. We are here on a special edition because it is Monday evening, but we wanted to fit in this one special guest where Mondays are better for her. So that's why you get to see us on a different night. And we hope you enjoy the conversation. But before we get to her, Dr. Bryant, please tell everyone who you are.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Dr. Nelva Bryant. I'm a veterinarian and I work in the airline industry. I do work with Delta Airlines and I'm on staff to help review and revise the policies for animal transportation. Aside from that, I'm known as the pet travel expert I'm the only veterinarian that actually has this type of role in the airline industry. I know in the US, but it might even be worldwide, which is kind of sad in a way because veterinarians are needed in a role that I'm playing with Delta. Our expertise in animal welfare, animal transportation regulations, all of that is needed to ensure animals get to their destinations safely. So that's what I've been brought on to do. But as I mentioned earlier, as a side note, what I've done is developed a platform, When Pets Fly, to share pet-centric travel education for fellow veterinarians, pet owners, also for other, as I always say, stakeholders in the animal transportation industry. So that's what I have been doing for the past few years, probably since during the pandemic, I've been doing this. So good, almost at least 4 years, 5 years, It's going to be 5 years this summer, actually, is what that's going to be. But I've grown significantly during this time frame, due to the assistance of our guest that we have today. So I definitely want to introduce you all to her, and also due to the assistance of my right hand, Greta Russo. So Greta, please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Greta Russo, and I am on this fantastic journey with Dr. Bryant in helping to educate and connect people within the animal transportation arena. I help with the marketing and everything, but it's been so much fun learning about so many different people and how we pretty much are all intertwined with one another. So it's been pretty cool. I guess case in point is this weekend, you're going to be a speaker, a featured speaker over at Groomed, which is down here in Atlanta. And you would, at first, I definitely thought, well, how in the world does a veterinarian who talks about travel is going to be a speaker at a conference that's all about pet grooming? But actually, it does connect. Dr. Bryant, what she's going to be speaking about, and there's two sessions. Number one, I believe you're talking about groomers are like the first line of defense for pet health. And, animals, your cats and dogs, when they travel, they have to get a pet health certificate done. And so the groomers could be the first ones to pick up on and suggest to the pet parents, hey, I see a lump here. Oh, there's an infected cut here. You should go and get that checked out, which is, fantastic because, what if the owner did not see that before? And then more importantly, Dr. Bryant's going to be speaking about how groomers and veterinarians and vet techs can all work together better in communication because the groomers are the first line of defense. So I thought that was pretty ingenious of how she pulled that all together. But when you think about it, we're all here to, make sure that the pets live their best lives.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I'm my mother's a beautician. I grew up in a hair salon, and I know about the routine customers that come some every 2 weeks like clockwork. They're always there. Yeah. And you think about groomers. There's certain people that have their pets groomed frequently, and of course, if they're going to travel by air, hey, we'll look good, right? The owner's going to go get their hair done or make sure they're looking well, and I'm sure the pet's going to be looking well too, looking nice haircut and everything for travel. So they're groomers are going to be the ones that's going to pick up on these subtle signs of infectious diseases or skin disease. They're going to see whatever's on his skin that could potentially, with this information, they can alert the pet owner, who alerts their veterinarian of this problem with their pet. So you're right. Groomers are the first line of defense of noticing any abnormalities with an animal. And also sometimes based upon view with the animal's behavior too. Say if the animal has unfortunately have a seizure during being groomed, or any other heart difficulty breathing or anything like that, gums turn blue. That's telling you there's something internally going on with the animals. And what I'm sharing with during the groomed is not really information for them to come up with a diagnosis. It's just to identify abnormalities with an animal so they can share it with the pet owner. And hopefully we could, as a team, we could all collaborate with the veterinarian and make sure the pets receive what I call collaborative care.
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing some research today for some content that we're going to be putting out later on for pet first aid and emergency. And, they were listing the signs that, your pet has ingested poisons. So they were saying, giving the different signs, but even I think I would think the most clear cut was they said that the gums can turn like yellow, and that's a sign of being poisoned. And so, I know that groomers, they brush the teeth. So that definitely is something they would be able to say, hey, your dog or cat's gums are yellow. You might want to go get this checked out. So, it's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to the conversations this weekend and meeting all the groomers.
Oh yeah, it should be good. It should be really good. Groomers are, again, as far as what they're doing, to me, it should be more than just aesthetics of what they're looking at. It should be more looking into realizing that they go beyond that, because for that period of time that they have their pet in their environment, they can pick up on skin problems, again, behavior problems. You're saying the gums, looking at their teeth, if there's tartar or bad breath odors, something like that, they can help identify the cause of it. Some dogs or cats have really bad dental disease and have a foul breath odor. If you lift up those gums and try to brush your teeth, you're like, oh my goodness, it's got tartar everywhere, or you might be losing teeth. So all of that's going to be related. Yeah. And the groomers, obviously, like I said, they're the first line to see this in some instances where you might, pet owner might just see their veterinarian once a year, but the groomers are going to see it, I would imagine, once a quarter. So this is valuable information that I feel that I'm sharing with this group. And ultimately, it's going to benefit pets and their pet owners in the long run. So really excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. It just so turns out that our guest, LaShonda, she's a groomer. So I know you and I deal with her more on the business side of things, because she wears two hats, everyone. But her first baby is that she has her own successful grooming company. So it'll be great to find out some things from her and share things with her, as well as to see if she's even coming this weekend.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you, is there anything you wanted to share about any news or anything with everyone?
No, I don't think so. Again, you shared that this weekend is going to be great. This coming Sunday, I'll be at Groomed here in Atlanta, Georgia, speaking, like I said, March 9th. I believe I have a 10 o'clock session, and then maybe, I have two sessions.
Yes.
Before lunch and after lunch, we'll put it that way, and everything. But I'm looking forward to the information. Definitely trying to hone up and giving some information. I hope that will be valuable for our groomers, and hopefully they'll gain a lot from that, the presentation. So I'm excited about that. But outside of that, lady, I'm just ripping and running. Went to work. I'm home, and just trying to keep doing what we're doing. Folks have to let us know if this is a good time for you or not, as far as viewing our Facebook Lives or not. As of right now, our Fridays are kind of booked to, you said, through August, September.
October.
Yeah, wow.
October.
We may have to fill in the gap with some others, again, as they say, stakeholders or other folks we've met that I think will provide valuable information. we might have to fill in the gaps and do another Monday night session or something. But I'm just excited. We're growing and we're sharing, and a lot more people want to be a part of our platform. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Well, it is that time for us to bring our guest on. So let's get LaShonda into the circle. Hi, LaShonda.
LaShonda.
Hey, hi ladies, how are you? Happy Women's History Month. You both are phenomenal women making history. Just want to throw that out there. And I'm so excited to be here today.
Thank you so much, LaShonda. If
Thank
you
you.
give me 1 second, I'm going to read your bio and then we'll officially get everything started. Okay.
Go.
So everyone, with over 20 years of experience as a groomer, educator, and mentor, as the founder of the Paw Shop in Orlando, Florida, LaShonda has dedicated her career to helping pets look and feel their best while guiding the next generation of grooming professionals. Beyond her work in the pet care, LaShonda is a powerful advocate for Black and underrepresented professionals in the industry. Through the Black Pet Business Network, she is breaking down barriers, creating opportunities, and driving real change. With Elevate, she helps entrepreneurs build strong, successful businesses, empowering them to not only grow, but to transform the industry for the better. Everyone, please help me welcome LaShonda Geffrard. Oops, forgot to push the button. Here we go.
It worked. Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I used to clap with the machine. I forgot to put the machine on. I was like, oh.
And LaShonda, forgive us. We are just so goofy when it comes to this because there was a point where, as far as clapping, I bought I'll just say at one point I bought a machine that I thought that was going to help us with applause and all these different things, and I couldn't figure out how to work it. So then I sent it to Greta, and she couldn't figure out how to work it. And you couldn't figure out how to work it either. Then we had something that I had on my phone, and that wasn't good. So Greta has our clapping machine, and we laugh every time when it works because we have no idea.
Wait, I totally understand. No, thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me. Thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. I've been watching the show and I've been watching you guys from the sidelines. So I'm glad to finally have made my
I'm glad
appearance.
we have you here, and I want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank you. Folks don't realize the benefit of really meeting you. We met at one of the events here in Atlanta, and you have been such a help since then, helping us making connections with with just connecting us within the pet industry, which has been awesome. Because of you, we were allowed to participate with Pet Connect in this past December, and that turned out to be very, very powerful for me and Greta as far as moving forward with When Pets Fly. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. And we got more to come too. So we've got some amazing events. This is our expo and, trade show season. So, now through, I want to say June, is when a lot of amazing things are happening. And then we have our final expo, which will be Super Zoo in August. So that's always a ton of fun. So Greta got to join us last year in August at Super Zoo. She joined us on the panel.
I'm hoping to do. I know you guys she had some funny stories from her experience being on a panel too that she shared with me. So yeah, I'm hoping to go too because honestly, I was watching through her Facebook posts and LinkedIn and all these different things, and I was like, man, I wish I was there. So yeah. I'm hoping this year that I'm going to attend as well and be a part of the festivities.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. And we got some amazing things. Unfortunately, I won't be at Groomed, however.
Okay.
I won't be there because we're getting ready for Global Pet Expo here in Orlando, which is one of the largest pet retail trade shows in the U.S. So we're super excited for that. We've got some panel discussions that we're going to be doing. I know I have several speaking engagements, and then we have 2 really awesome networking events that we're hosting on site. So if anybody's watching and you guys are going to be in Orlando, I'm a hugger. Make sure you come give me a big hug. Yeah. I'm so excited. It's so much. So like some days I feel like my head cut off. It's just,
you know what, dear? I feel like I need to move to Orlando because all the major events happen in Orlando. I was like, man, do I need to have a house or something or space in Orlando that I can go there periodically and come back or what? But yeah, that's nice.
a lot happening out of here, but honestly, you're where you're at because Georgia, you guys have the strongest community when it comes to Black and underrepresented professionals. Like you guys are dominating all the states. So stay where you are. You are more
Okay.
when you're ready to go to Disney, let me know. I will hook you, girl, and we will make it happen.
Sounds good. Sounds wonderful.
Well, we'll have to make our way there next year. Maybe Dr. Bryant can be a speaker for you, LaShonda.
Oh, absolutely. Even before that, we've got plenty of opportunities. So I'll definitely connect with ladies on the back end. We could talk more about the.
Sorry about that. That was my cat trying to talk to everyone. Well, LaShonda, you have to tell us about your business, and let's start off with your grooming business. So please, explain to us, how do you see grooming and pet care involving aligning with each other?
Oh yeah. So as Dr. Bryant mentioned, as you mentioned as well, like us groomers, we are, I want to say, a part of that first line of defense. We have clients, that we see on a weekly basis, sometimes more depending on the circumstance. Not only do like I'm a lover of skin. I love skin. I'm a skin girl. So I always say that the foundation of every really good strong is really good skin and healthy hair, and a clean coat. So, those are things that, we're always paying attention to. There's a lot of synergy, as you guys mentioned as well. Any proper, or I want to say the right way when we're meeting new clients, even our existing clients, we do a thorough inspection. When you take your car to the mechanic for an oil change, they start pulling out all the things that you didn't ask for. We do the
Right.
You're supposed to do the same, right? So we're looking at the skin, we're looking in their mouth, we're looking in their ears, we're looking, through the coat. I even look at eyes, all the things that you can kind of spot, growths, lumps, bumps, discoloration. You see a lot more depending on the type of dog and their coat. You can see the actual skin really easily there. So we are able to identify like rashes. We can just look at their growing area. You can see a lot. You'd be surprised. But yeah, there's so much that we do when it comes to grooming. I believe that us groomers, it's beyond a passion when it comes to just making the dog look good. They should be feeling good. So it's a matter of identifying and helping the pet parents identify if if there's anything that needs to be brought to the attention of the doctor. So of course, there's a lot that we can't do. We're not doctors, so we never diagnose. And if you're a groomer, you shouldn't be diagnosing. However, I always advocate that as a professional groomer, you should have a amazing relationship with your local vet. If it's the vet that you refer to, or just a few vets around town, that really can stand and lean in towards your expertise, that you can refer out to, because we do want to make sure that we're advocating for the pet, and that we are translating between the parent and the doctor of, hey, these are some things that you might want to discuss further with your doctor.
Excellent. Good hearing that. Hey, look, before I do my session, I might have to have a little one-on-one and get some of your thoughts on things you've done to make it more fruitful and effective relationship with a local veterinarian near you and stuff. So definitely, I think we'll have to have a call, a quick chat offline, just to think of some of the things you've done that's been successful with building that type of relationship.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm here to help. So
okay.
Any questions that you might your direction, I'm your girl. So not only am I a salon owner and a groomer myself, but I'm also a teacher and a true advocate for grooming. So long hair, short hair, everyone deserves to see it at some point when it comes to your.
That's perfect.
Absolutely. As an experienced groomer, what are some key grooming tips for pet owners traveling with their pets?
Well, I would say one of the biggest tip is be prepared. Be prepared for anything. If you're traveling with your pet and you're going to be away from your groomer, or if you're going to be for a number of days or months or weeks, just depending on where you're going, you want to be prepared. So you want to make sure that you have the proper shampoo, the comb and brush, ear cleaner, go as far as wet wipes that are pet friendly, where you can keep your pet's feet, face, and sanitary areas clean. Dogs are always, they're not like cats, they're not constantly grooming themselves, but you can find them grooming themselves very often and keeping themselves clean, especially in the parts where we don't want them to kiss us, those the areas that we want to be mindful of. So being prepared, that's my number one tip. So having a comb, having a brush, all of the things, cologne sprays, deodorant sprays, you just your pet can easily have an accident in um, transit. So if you need to give your pet a bath or a wipe down, that is something that you want to have handy. Especially with puppies, they tend to have accidents, especially during travel. You want to make sure that you're prepared for those things, and you never want to be down or not with the your right tools. So if you have your favorite shampoo, or if it's a shampoo that your doctor recommends that you continue to use for your pet, you want to make sure that you have those handy, because you want to be ready and prepared in case there's an emergency.
Love it.
Absolutely. Well, I do know, as an example, I'm not too sure about dogs, but with cats, you've got the short hair and then you got the long hair cats. I typically grew up, well, I mostly grew up with the long hair cats, and they had to have a regular grooming schedule, not only going to the professionals, but in between. I had to comb my cats every day to make sure there was no knots that would build up or would create. But and they were under the neck, all around the neck was most important. And then in the groins. But what a lot of people don't realize is that long-haired cats, you have to keep the butt and area clean and clear. Because number one, stool can get caught up in the fur, or the urine can get all over the fur, and then if that stays and build and constantly wiping on the skin, it can irritate the skin, and then you'll never see it because of all the fur. So it's so important to make sure you keep that cleared out, or cut low, and then make sure it's clean. My cats would clean themselves, but on a daily basis, I would go over them with a hypoallergenic, wet rag. I forget what they're called, the wipies. So I would clean out her butt area. I would always clean the chin and the mouth area, because stuff would get caught around the face. And then make sure that I combed around the neck and combed in the back and the groins, looking out for knots and everything. And you got to be gentle. But my groomer taught me all of this, because it was so important that this had to be done in between visits. So, I think that pet parents should be more than dropping them off and then picking them up an hour later. I think pet parents should sit and talk with the groomer to find out what is, a good daily regimen that they should keep up with. And not all animals need that. Maybe some need more attention than others, but I think there's still an importance to helping and keeping them clean so that their skin doesn't get irritated.
Absolutely. I totally agree. A lot of that's how we advocate for the animals. I wanted to pet parents the proper grooming requirements for their specific, you like, so for example, you just it sounds like it was like a Persian or something, where it would just, you need that extra care, that extra love. Like, for example, for a cat like that, we totally agree. Want to make grooming and combing, brushing at home, especially combing have a long-haired pet because brushing doesn't do it. Comb makes a huge difference. You want to make sure that you're able to comb from the down coat. So,
Yes.
and from the tail, you want to make sure that every part gets combed, especially behind the ears, those areas like you addressed around the neck, in their sanitary areas. Areas are super, super important. So definitely talk to your groomer. I always advise pet parents to spend a few minutes speaking to the groomer before and after the groom about what's good for their animal, because the way that you would suggest or maintain the coat for your pet may be totally different. So like senior pets, they spend most of the day lounging around. Even with cats, notice that they spend more time sleeping than grooming themselves. But as they get older, and especially those chunky, they have a hard time reaching all the way around. So it's really important to stay on top of grooming. I mean, getting them comfortable with it, with you being a handler, knowing how to stretch, hold in the correct way, not causing stress or anxiety, because they may point to where they can themselves. So, you know, definitely, I totally agree with you, Greta. You have to be hands-on when it comes to grooming before and during during their homestay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, I haven't
No,
had the pleasure of having a cat or anything. I mean, I have had cats earlier, but I don't think I ever brushed them. I didn't have them that long, so I didn't do that. But I can tell you for my dogs that I've had, I make a big issue on as far as hygiene things, added things that I do, and I just do. I don't even know if it benefits or not, but I always wipe their mouth after they eat. I've got dogs that slobbered a lot. Just clean it off because I think it helps with them. I don't know if it could lead to irritation if it's left there or not, but to me, it's almost like a person eating and they have food left on their face and you just let it sit there. I always wipe their faces off just to keep it clean because I just figure, I mean, I think it helps.
Like men with these big beards, and then
Yeah.
it becomes an issue if you're not cleaning it. So
Mhm.
a lot of it'll get tangled. Sometimes it's matted. You don't want to see both that hair. You know how irritating that might be, especially around the mouth. It can also contribute to odor. It's poor hygiene. We wouldn't want to walk around with old like food from last
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
face. Keeping that area clean and dry also will help with tear staining. All of that moisture there. Having a wet mouth can also cause, and Dr. Bryant, like yeast issues with
Yeah.
just moisture. We've seen that before, especially in the jowls here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, all of that moisture around their face, when they're eating and drinking, it sits in there. It sits there, and it just causes, cause skin infection, cause all kind of rashes. It's just like you got to keep it clean.
Right.
Um, some pups are just messy eaters. Some kitties have little short faces where they're digging in their bowls, or they have these where everything is getting caught. But it's just good hygiene for your dog or for your cat, and being very hands on and being very intentional about their grooming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, perfect.
I,
Perfect.
I do know that if as a pet parent you start, everything is starting early when they're kittens, when they're puppies, because when you train them as babies that getting clean, letting mommy or daddy clean you up after eating or after going for a walk, it then becomes just a part of what they do and they expect that. So I definitely suggest that people start as early as possible in training their pets that this is normal for them.
Yep,
Oh,
yep. Never
you
too
know,
late to teach them tricks.
you, you know,
So
you know what? That makes me think of something, LaShonda. I thought there was like for certain breeds of dogs that you didn't want to groom them too soon. Is there like a too soon to groom? Say if I had a doodle, I had a some type of doodle. Is there a point where it's too soon to get them groomed? Because I always thought that people say, "Oh no, you have to wait to get them groomed to I don't know, after 6 months, then you can get them groomed." Is there a time frame
there are
on?
there are a lot of rumors, and I want to
Mhm.
be the first to say, like, never too soon. Now, okay, if they're born and you're trying to bathe it, now that's just too soon, right? That's just too soon.
Yeah.
Breeders, they begin grooming very, very early. Now, you may not. Now, let me clarify, right? So, grooming doesn't mean just taking my dog to the groomer. Groomer can be I'm at home, I'm combing my dog, I am brushing my dog, I'm dog a bath at home, I'm getting my pet familiar with the grooming process. That's grooming, not necessarily going outside of the house and taking the dog to the groomer, but pets should be groomed. Need to get used to it. So have you ever seen like for example, have you ever seen toy poodles or poodle puppies and they have clean face and still, they because the breeders are getting them ready. They're helping their skin to get used to the being that short. So there are so many different things. Having poodle feet, like shaving their feet, combing them out. The whole thing about doodles, that is a rumor. I don't started horrible about them to be like a year, months. Don't do that. You want to take your dog to be groomed professionally as soon as they're able, as soon as they're vaccinated. That's when you want to go. But you have a groomer to come to your home where your pet is just that one on for vaccines because they're not exposed to any other animals. Is not an issue. But you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait past 3 months. Like, oh my God, we're just gonna start grooming because it becomes traumatic for the dog. Now, some naturally, like we have some puppies that are amazing. They're rock stars. They don't even flinch. They allow you to do whatever, but it is a very scary thing with dryers and the sounds of the other dogs, the smells of the other dogs, people walking in and out. It can be a sensory overload for a puppy. So you want to start grooming at home as early as possible, even brushing their teeth and cleaning their ears. That's grooming. So taking them to see a groomer, a professional for anyone else in the industry, that's something totally different. So you wanted them to get comfortable and being groomed and handled, but then you also want to make sure that if you have a breed or if you are the type of pet parent where you want to have your dog groomed professionally on a regular basis, then you want to start as early as possible, and you should really work around the ramifications of the groomer that you choose. Some groomers, they will make an exception for puppies. They'll have them either come in the morning or late in the afternoon where there are no dogs there. I've done litters of puppies where, hey, we're just getting the puppies prepped and we're getting the puppies used to being groomed and handled earlier because either they're a show dog or either they are that will require a fence. Then yes, absolutely. But there's no too early when it comes to grooming. Grooming should start as soon as possible. Is that includes handling, that includes just getting them used to being combed, showing them with the prize. We brush a puppy and then the puppy's freaking out and gator rolling and trying to run away from us because they're afraid of a brush. They've never seen a brush before. So you don't have a high maintenance dog like a doodle and you've never taken it to the room, whether it's 6 months or beyond or a year or whatever the rumor is. Don't want to wait that long because you're going to do a disservice to your pet because there's so much that can happen because if you're not grooming at home and then you take the dog to the groomer, it may have to be shaved because the dog will be mad, very traumatic. We want to do what we want to make sure that the dogs are comfortable, or the dog or cat, that they're comfortable during that process.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I add one more thought on there too? As a veterinarian, seeing puppies, I was always, puppies and kids, I always say, get them comfortable also with handling as far as their feet. Yeah. Because eventually I might have to trim a toenail. And if they're shy with their feet, don't want you to touch it, don't anything, oh my God, it's going to be a hassle. And then also their ears. Get them accustomed to touch their ears. You're going to be looking in them. Back when I was in practice years ago, the Cocker Spaniels everyone had a Cocker Spaniel. And of course, the Cocker Spaniels, as cute as they are prone to ear infections because of the shape of their ears and conformation and stuff. And for veterinarians, you go to touch the ear and you get nailed because they're prone to ear infection. But so it's like, get them accustomed to touching the ear, just everything to get them acclimated. So never really thought too much about as far as grooming, but yeah, there's a lot that you need to do. And as you said, before seeing anyone.
Other thing too is don't overdo it. Don't bathe your dog too much. Some people like, bath every day. They're not like, it doesn't work that way.
Yes.
you're actually causing more harm by grooming them too much. And then there's even something as like brush, because you're brushing your dog constantly, you're scraping, you're digging at the skin, and you're causing you're causing bruising, and you're causing trauma to the pet because it's not comfortable. It's not a relaxing time where I'm spending with mommy while she's watching TV because she's brushing me profusely. It's like she
hard. It's like, geez. It's like, why did you have to brush so hard?
yeah, and then the pet's trying to get away. And you're like, oh, Fluffy loves. Oh, you're doing it too much. So,
Right.
there's balance there, but really speaking to your groomer, a lot of research on what your dog is gonna need. Now we're talking about cocker spaniels, right?
Mhm.
Back cocker spaniels, are prone to having bad ear infections, and then also they're prone to having bad skin, a lot of yeast, warm, all kinds happening with their skin. We see that often, but bathing them too much can be an issue. Not bathing them issue as well. So you really have to identify what life stage your pet is in what life stage they're in, what their requirements are. During that time, they need a medicated bath. Do they need something maybe more hypo, or do they need something where, what, my dog is getting healthy, go a little bit longer without having them group basis because it likes them to be a lot more like low. So, but definitely research on what your pet specifically, because there's no one size fits all. Pets are diverse, just like they
Mhm.
have different requirements. So you have to talk to your groomer and also follow up with your vet to find out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are there any innovative trends in pet grooming that travelers should keep an eye on?
There are. So there's new technologies, that when it comes to trends, we're talking about shampoo. We could go from having a natural organic shampoo. There's going to be a new product on the market very soon when it comes to like having a probiotic, for your pet. There are they're like just more sustainable, having very clean ingredients. I think more of the trend nowadays, just like with us, we want to use more natural, more organic products, and pet parents, they're starting to they want that for their pets as well. um our- will make sure that they're treating their pets with health. They're not using harsh. There's some new innovation um like so we have Weaver. He has a new nail trimmer so pet parents can comfortably cut the dog's nails at homes. And his nail trimmers are super cool because it uses like an infrared technology, so it will
Mhm.
show you how quick it is. So there you can basically can't do it. You can't quick the dog, you can't hurt them because of that tech.
Even even with the dogs that have the black toenails, it's going to be able to identify the quick on those.
Yep, it uses infrared technology. Yeah, I will send you. I will link you to him. He's amazing.
Look, let me. LaShonda, the one of the calls I ever received from my mom once many years ago was she called me and she was crying. So you're like, what? She's like, I cut Cinnamon's toenail, and Cinnamon, of course, had black toenails, and she cut it too short, and she said it's just bleeding everywhere. And I was like, Mom, just get a bar of soap, try to get it over and clog it up as far as running her the toe over the area and stop the bleeding. But that's initially scared the crap out of me because she's calling, she's crying, and whoo.
Yeah.
But it's scary like that. They really bleed profusely from those toenails. That's why most pet owners probably avoid it because either one, the pet is going to try to bite, or the fear is that they're going to cut it and it's going to be too short, and then oh my god. So,
You guys got to be on the lookout for this new product. It's called Safety Paws. That's paws
okay.
with a Z. Sure, I shared the link for anybody who's interested. But this innovation is really going to change how pet parents are able to handle their pets and provide, a traumatic experience to clipping the dog's nails at home. Like I said, there's a ton of new products that are hitting the market. We've got some new fantastic brands that are out right now that is just the ingredients are amazing. Where it's one of them is like a charcoal base, which is really really great. Like we use charcoal for ourselves to really help pull out impurities. But the list can go on and on. There's so many different innovations. It's just depending on what's important to you. If it's sustainability, if it's the comfort of your pet, it's out there.
Mhm. Oh, good.
To, now, I always thought, okay, let me back up. My groomer, literally, I paid for an hour for my groomer to teach me things about my cats and my dogs so I can groom them at home in between our appointments. Um, is is that something that's a regular service today? Because I'm talking 50 years ago, I asked for that, but is that a regular part of groomers relationships today?
Absolutely, and it really should be for like with your own stylist. You should be able to go sit in the chair, ask questions about your hair and what your needs are. Your groomer should be the very first person advocating, saying, "Hey, well, your pet specifically needs XYZ." I believe it's still very common, even to no additional charge. No one should charge you additional for that. That should be something where they're happy to do because they want you to be a repeat client, and they either want to show you like, hey, this is something that you shouldn't do at home. You should trust me to do and leave it to the professional. Or it might be just a matter of, hey, your pet is maybe having some behavioral issues,
Mhm.
and this is you to lessen the stress for your next appointment. So it can be either way, but your groomer, and I always say, don't stop looking for a groomer until you are totally happy. You're happy with the way that they communicate with you, and you're happy with the way that they handle your pet and the response in between there. A lot of time, and I will say, I'm speaking on behalf of the groomers here. We get for a lot of trouble, but honestly, some things are beyond our control because if you wait too long to have your pet groomed, then of course your dog or cat is not going to have a great experience the first time they're with me. It's nothing that I've done. You just waited over a year to have your dog groomed, and now you expect me to undo, what we should have done when the puppy was 3 months old, or he was just a baby. So we've seen pets and their clients through all the life, and we've seen the next generation of their pets. We get very very close, so I believe that a really good groomer, a great professional, good someone that you can talk to at any point, understand what your pet needs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Look, another funny story. I'm sorry. I have funny stories probably galore, but my sweet Naya, Naya, I had to put her down in November, but a fond memory of her is that she was the dog person that took care of her for doggy daycare also had space where she could bathe the dogs and everything. And I hadn't bathed Naya in a good while. I'm a bad mom. I hadn't bathed her in a while. I didn't think she smelled awful, but either way, I knew she needed a bath. So I said, hey, before she comes home from daycare, can you give her a bath? So I get a text message saying that Naya bit me. I was like, oh my God. So, and I got pictures of her, she's trying to clean her and she's just biting at the water. I mean, she was not happy. And I was like, Naya normally do that. And she loved going to doggy daycare. She loved the woman that owned it, but that put her under a lot of stress because of I never got her into a routine of bathing. So there you go. But she said she was okay. It did, it wasn't bad. She was just surprised that she bit me. And I was like, I hope it, didn't hurt. She's like, she didn't hurt me. She's like, it
Yeah.
was fine. But yeah, when you put your pet through, if you don't get them accustomed, it's kind of with anything with them. If you don't get them accustomed to being handled, going to the groomer, to the veterinarian, if you don't get them accustomed to the processes, you're gonna get that reaction from them, and it's
Yeah,
life.
are like you want them to be used to, you like even travel, right? If you are a person who's adopting an animal and you love to travel but you never take your pet, and then one day take your pet, it's going to cause a lot of trauma. They
Yep.
may not, because it's a very unfamiliar environment. It's a lot happening away from home. So just like with anything, you have to get a rhythm. You got to have a routine. Make it a positive experience. Make sure that you're working with professionals, and you're if you're not working with professionals, making sure that you are teaching yourself enough to really understand your pet and their specific needs. Because, like I said, animals are diverse and they all have different needs. Just because you have a Maltese doesn't mean that all the Malteses are going to be the same. It could be,
Mhm.
you can have a Maltese that has really poor skin. You can have a Maltese that has very thin hair. You can have a Maltese that has very thick hair. They're all different. They're all different. You can line them up and be like, oh my God, I have the same dog, but my dog looks nothing like yours.
Right.
Want to make sure that when it comes to grooming that you're understanding your pet. If your dog does not like to be groomed, I will tell you this, and I'm the very first one. Don't get a style that's going to be high maintenance, because you're only going to cause trauma to your dog. Your pet just
Mhm.
doesn't, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It's just that they don't like the process. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable at all times. So leaving them long to the ground and fluffy may not be the best thing if they're not letting you groom them at home. And when they go to the groomer, that they won't allow the groomer. You want to do something that is low maintenance, that is comfortable for the pet, that will allow them to get into the salon quickly and back home to you quickly as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Shauna, we could talk.
Well,
God, I'm so excited to really hear more about what you do, because there's so much we could talk about in reference to that. But you know what I do want to hear about, I mean, we're almost out of time. I want to hear about, do you have anything new within what you're doing outside of grooming? Because it's been amazing. Again, you have been a huge help for When Pets Fly and expanding and connecting within the pet industry. But is there anything you want to share as far as that,
Yeah,
what you've been doing?
we started working on some amazing things. And so last year we started, and I'm going to break the news. I've been kind of saving it. We are rebranding. We have doubled down on our mission to support Black and underrepresented founders and professionals like yourself in the pet space. So we have new programs that we're rolling out. We have just new networking opportunities, because it is who you know. Sometimes we all need to know somebody that knows somebody that can open the door
Right,
for us. So
right.
I have doubled down on it, and it's been an amazing journey with the expansion of our community. It feels right, and it's so funny because I've been a DEI advocate in the pet space before all of foolishness started really happening. But it's been a journey, and we're here to we're celebrating. So we're gonna be going under a new name. Share that just yet, because I haven't shared it with everybody. But
Okay.
we're in a few days we're going to be announcing our new name, and some of the new programs that we're going to be on. Well, I can't talk about the program. It's our retail readiness program.
Hmm.
We started working on this opportunity last year. Started putting, we have Ronaldo from Pet Plate. We have Jess Berger from Bundle. We're also working with Ava's Pet Palace, some of the most dynamic, disruptive brands in the pet space right now. So, this is our give back. This is one way that we are showing our commitment to seeing diversity in pet retail. This retail readiness program, we are committed to helping early stage entrepreneurs reach the larger retail market. So, and it's perfect timing, because mind you, we started working on this last year. So before the election, so before Amazon took their programs away, before Target their way, and Walmart changed up on us before we got hit really hard. We already started working on this program, so it's just perfect timing, and there's so much alignment in us bringing these programs to life and all of these new networking. So we've been really focusing on founders in the CPG space and with tech brands. We've been working with some amazing brands, very disruptive in the best way possible. And we're here to support them. We're here to support industry leaders. So here to help you guys make a greater impact in the pet space. So we're committed wholeheartedly to that. Um, we're just excited to see what the next chapter holds.
That's fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see all of this unfold. But for people who are just now meeting you for the first time, can you explain your company, Black Pet Business Network, how you founded it, and what started you on the journey?
Yeah. So, grooming, grooming helped get me here. So I started out groomer at the paw shop for it'll be 10 years this summer. We'll be celebrating 10 years in business, and that's been phenomenal. But during COVID, during lockdown, we were closed, and we needed to pivot. I opened up my computer and I was looking and searching the web to see what our colleagues were doing, what my peers were doing, how were they pivoting their business. We all began to live virtually, and we were all networking virtually. And I thought that the Black Pet Business Network was going to be a where we can go state and we have networking events, lots of fun. And I actually got to partner with Leap Ventures, and are a venture group with Mall. So we partnered with them. We did a pitch competition at Super Zoo a few years back, and that was a hard pivot for me. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the corporate world. I fell in love with advocating for because now I like, for example, I sympathize and I empathize with our community because I am a founder myself. So it was like I fell in love with advocating for us and creating opportunities. And then we've been, putting the pedal to the metal and been going hard, and we've grown. We have members here in the U.S. We've expanded into Canada and Europe. Oh, we provide resources, networking opportunity, access to funding, um, just being a pillar for what entrepreneurs need at any stage in business. So whether you are just getting started or you just have an idea, we have consulting opportunities where we can help you get clarity on your mission, get clarity on your marketing. Or mid-level or larger brand, we help with strategic partnerships. We help members in our community expand their networks through various channels of with providing PR, helping them make the connections with industry stakeholders that really truly make a difference in their career. So, what we're doing, we are focusing on workforce development. We're focusing on helping entrepreneurs and professionals in the space be successful. So I'm more of the here of the pet industry. Like, I want everybody to be free. I want us all to be successful, and I'm creating pathways for us to get there faster. We face a lot of barriers and a lot of hurdles, and it's we're all different. We all come from different walks of life, but I'm here and we have our board of directors who are amazing industry leaders who are also committed to our members win. So we're a one-stop shop. You let us know what you need, what your challenges are, and we're going to help you find the solution.
That's amazing. So Black Pet Business Network, that is what you're rebranding that you mentioned prior?
Yes, yes. So we're rebranding the org. So we want it to reflect culture. We want it to reflect growth. It's being in the corporate space, it gets a little stuffy sometimes. So we want to make it, professional, a little playful, but definitely reflective of our culture and our community. So that is one thing that we're really standing on. When you, especially for us, it's something about being with our people. Being with our community is that down home, family feel. We want to really lean into that, and lock arms and continue to grow throughout just in every area. So whether it's retail, if you're a service-based business or you're a corporate professional, we work with those in for and with nonprofit organizations. We've partnered with the Humane Society of the United States, and they've actually rebranded too. They're now the Humane World for Animals.
Mhm.
Going to be having we call it the Impact Summit, and we're going to be hosting that at their conference in April at the Animal Care Expo in Los and that is going to be 1 day summit that we're dedicating to animal welfare leaders and stakeholders, where we're helping them, specifically those who are serving urban and rural areas. So we want to make sure that they're empowered, have access to resources. We have amazing speakers and some panels that we're going to be doing. It is it's first of its kind in regards to the impact that we're trying to make, and the commitment that we have to those diverse leaders serving in the urban areas.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Very great. And what is the date for that again?
So the Impact Summit is going to be on April 15th, and it's going to be in Las Vegas at the Caesars Forum. So if anybody is in Vegas who's watching and you want to come, let me know. I will send you a registration link, and it's free to if you just want to participate for that one day, you're more than welcome to join us. Or if you're interested in going to the entire expo, then there's also opportunity for you to participate there as well. We're going to have a booth. We have a huge booth that we're inviting we have 4 or 5 non organizations that will be tabling alongside us, where we're going to give opportunity to share about their work and what they're doing directly to help pets and people alike.
Fantastic. Definitely something new and innovative for the nonprofit world, for rescues and stuff like that. I hope that this takes off and, a lot of big success comes out of it.
Yeah, we're so excited for it, and I'm very grateful to the Humane Society for partnering with us, for seeing the vision, and for allowing us to advocate using their platform. It's an amazing opportunity. I'm super, super excited for it.
Fantastic. Dr. Bryant, do you have any other questions for Miss LaShonda?
Oh, I'm just blown away of all the things you've done. Okay, just one good question. So you said you started this during the pandemic as well. So you're a good 5 years in as well.
Yeah, I'm pushing, I'm pulling through. So, and like I said, we've grown, and this rebrand is gonna be a reflection of the growth.
That's perfect. Well, congratulations. I can't wait to hear the official announcement. Definitely going to be behind you with that. But no, I can't think of anything else. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I'm so glad that we met and interacted. And we'll definitely have to see for Super Zoo. Definitely doing something with you then. Anything others probably a little bit later on in the year too, because we're connected.
Yeah.
I need you. We're connected. We're connected.
I'm has my cell phone. You both have my cell phone. I'm just
Yes.
a text away. But I'm definitely here to help. I love, love, love what you ladies are doing. And from the first moment I heard about you, Dr. Bryant, I've been so inspired by your story. I know we've got to talk personally and let you know that you are doing some amazing work, and you are a trailblazer, and you have generations to come of people who are going to be following in your footsteps based off all the great work that you and Greta are doing right now.
Oh, thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, LaShonda, well, it has been, this whole hour just flew right by, and half the questions you sent me, we didn't even get to, but we definitely gave a great overall introduction of you, and I hope you'll come back soon.
You just let me know when. I'll be here.
Excellent. I love it. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. This is great. And folks, thank you for watching and participating. I know this is an unusual time for us, but I think it kind of works. I think it's kind of worked out fine having it another day on an evening. So perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Cheers. Have a great night.
Thank you. Well, everyone, that is the end of our special edition of Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant with our special guest, LaShonda. And we are so excited that you all are able to watch. watch this recording. We look forward to seeing you this Friday coming up, where we will be back on our regular schedule. Every Friday this month, in the month of March, we have people that have interesting things to say. So we look forward to seeing you then. Until then, have a great week and a good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Let's see, I pushed end stream.